Hey everybody. Craziness. Utter craziness. This fake people called Palestinians with no history whatsoever are now on a terror rampage. They're picking things up. 4 terror attacks today. 4. There was a stabbing in the old city of Jerusalem. There was a drive-by shooting attack near the Jewish community of Givat Asaf and the Binyamin Shomron area. And there were 2 car ramming attacks. One in Hebron and one, I forgot where the second one is. It just happened. Near Kochav Yaakov and also Binyamin area. Craziness. 4 terror attacks today. Okay, so here's the deal. Israelis are sick and tired of decades of Israel not ending this terror against us. Going to catch a terrorist after they commit a terror attack is not going to stop terrorism. Destroying a terrorist's house months afterwards, and only a room that is then rebuilt with money by the Palestinian Authority, with money from the European Union, is not going to stop terrorism. We have to deter them from ever thinking about terrorism. We have to figure out what the problem is. So here's the problem, here's one of the solutions. First of all, what are you seeing? Israelis are going out to the streets right now and stopping Arabs from driving in the streets. We want the roads closed. 2 shooting attacks. You're talking about an Arab driver driving along. This is Kvish 60, this is 60. This is the main artery that runs across Judea and Samaria. Both shooting attacks this week took place on Kvish 60, near Ofra and Givat Asaf. And we're like, why the heck are they allowed to drive these roads and then shoot at us? Stop them from driving. They want to drive on these roads? Then they have to stop the terror. Until they stop the terror, they should be forbidden from driving on these roads. So people are out here in the streets all along the main Kvish 60 highway trying to stop traffic. And you see the Israeli flags, people out in the different junctions all across Judea and Samaria. They should not be allowed to drive if they have drive-by shooting attacks against innocent Jews just wanting to travel and get home and be with their families. They should not be allowed to travel. They want to travel the roads, then they stop the terror attack. Now here's the thing. Naftali Bennett today, right, the education minister, he's put up the first law that actually makes sense to stop the terrorism. What's the law? It's so simple. A terrorist's family is expelled. If a family member commits a terror attack, the whole family's expelled. They lose their home, they lose their land, they're gone. You have to understand the Arab Muslim mentality. Land is what means something to them. Life doesn't mean anything to them. They go on terror attacks. They expect to be killed. And if they are killed or not killed, they're in jail, they get money, and their families get money. So they don't care about their lives. So even giving them the death penalty won't do anything. They're expecting to kill and be killed if they go out on a terror attack. So the death penalty won't do it. What do they care about? You're talking about a clan lifestyle. The Arab Muslims live in clans. They live in their own villages. There is nothing that binds a Muslim who lives in Bethlehem and a Muslim who lives in Ramallah, a Muslim who lives in Nablus, Shem, and a Muslim who lives in Gaza. They're different tribes. There's no people called Palestinians. One of the biggest fake inventions, fake news of the 21st century. They are clans. You want to know what they care about? They care about being removed from their clan. They care about losing their home. They care about being expelled. So how do you deter them from terrorism? You expel the families. A family member is involved in terror. I'm going to go even further. A family member is involved in being, even in fundraising for terror or helping in terror, even if he's not the actual terrorist. Anyone who is connected to terror and arrested for such, their families get expelled. That's what should be happening. And they lose their land. They lose their connection with their families and their clan. They are gone, out of here. You don't have to kill them. Just expel them. Just expel them. Right? And that's the law that Naftali Bennett is saying he's going to bring to the government. Ready for this? It's not going to pass. It's not going to pass because the immoral legal establishment will not let it pass because to them it's immoral, right? But they're the ones who are being immoral by not realizing what actually deters terrorism and not allowing laws that will actually deter terrorism. These legal, moral people are enabling more terror, enabling more war, enabling more deaths of innocent people. It is the legal, moral people who are enabling war and killings all the time. It's the politically correct human rights activists who are enabling war and terror. They're not human rights activists. They are protecting terrorism and the continuation of killings. So human rights activists and peace activists, they are actually enabling war and murder of innocent people. It's me and you, who call for the expulsion of families. We're the peace activists because we know the only way there will be peace is to actually do what is necessary to stop terror, and then there will be peace for the Jews and the Muslims. It's that simple. So Naftali Bennett's law won't pass the Israeli government until we make the changes to the legal establishment. But that has to be done. It has to come from the people. It has to come from the people on the streets in order for the changes to happen at the top. So we have to get rid of this immoral thinking that you have to think about individual rights, that's more important than the right to life of the people who live in Israel. No, the individual rights to live in your own home just because your family member is involved and connected to terrorism does not trump the lives of innocent Israelis who are standing at bus stops or walking the streets to then be rammed by a car or to be shot or to be stabbed. So we have to come up with the laws and bring in the legal experts who understand that life is more important than these individual liberties of property. No, their families should be expelled. I am standing at Tzomet Gush Etzion. This is where Ari Fuld was murdered. We don't want any more murders, and we need laws like Naftali Bennett's to expel the families. This is Tzomet Gush Etzion, and you see people start trying to stop traffic of the Arabs who are driving here. So here's the problem. This is the real problem nobody is dealing with. Nobody is dealing with. And the terror won't end until this issue is realized and implemented. The conflict is not about land. It's so simple. The conflict is because we're dealing with Muslim Nazis. It's that simple. So long as our leaders do not recognize and do not scream out to the heavens that we are dealing with Muslim Nazis who want to kill us and destroy us, we're never going to solve the problem because they're coming up with the wrong solutions. If you want to solve a problem, you have to first identify what the problem is. Thinking that it's a land conflict, thinking that if we just get rid of land, thinking that if we just separate ourselves from them, that there will be peace? We are dealing with Muslim Nazis. The Palestinian Authority and Hamas educate their children to kill Jews in their school textbooks, on their television programming. That is Nazism, folks. They are educating their children from kindergarten to kill Jews. That is Nazism. We are dealing with Muslim Nazism. It's not a land conflict. They don't just want a state of their own. They want to kill Jews and destroy the state, the Jewish state of Israel. So help me get the word out there. They are Muslim Nazis. That is the problem. No, not every Muslim is evil. Not every Muslim is a Nazi. But the cancer that exists out there that is spreading and continues to grow and is not being stopped is Muslim Nazis. And we have to, just like you have to annihilate Nazis to stop the Nazi Germany in World War II, we have to annihilate the Muslim Nazis today of the Palestinian Authority, of Hamas, of Hezbollah. Annihilate them. And if that means expelling everybody and their family who is connected to terror, that's what we got to do. And I care about the peaceful, loving Muslims more than the peace activists and the human rights activists, because I know that when we expel all the families of anyone connected to terror, that those Muslims who really want to live in peace with us, they will be able to live in peace with us. Not even persecuted by their own fellow Arab Muslims, which they are today. So I care about the peaceful, loving Muslims more than those who scream Islamophobia and racism. They are a bunch of hypocrites, and some of them are Jew haters themselves. We can't. This terror has to end. For all of you who haven't... Oh my God, Yaakov Siegel's in the house! How are you?
Baruch Hashem, how are you?
All right, Yaakov. Anyone who does not know Yaakov, you can follow him on Facebook also. First of all, Yaakov just came back from Australia. Yaakov is now living in Israel a few years. He was very close to Ari Fuld, very close, very inspired by Ari. And, well, let's talk about the run. Yaakov is managing, he's running the Jerusalem Marathon Ari Fuld team, right? In order to help raise money for the Standing Together truck in memory of Ari Fuld. Give us an update. What's going on? How many people? Do we want more people to join? You want people to contact you to join?
Join us. We need runners. We've got 35 runners, I think. It's all to raise money for Standing Together, the organization that I worked for, to raise money for the new truck. And really, we need to make it happen. It's very urgent, very important to keep Ari's memory alive and his legacy and everything that he did, to keep it going. This is beautiful, but if you want to keep the mitzvot going, that's what the truck is for. So help us make it happen. If you can't join us, if you're not in Israel, then donate, sponsor. Go to run4, RUN4Ari.com, and all the information's there to join us, to sponsor, to donate everything. Just every dollar helps, every shekel helps.
Amazing. Kol hakavod.
Thank you very much.
Yaakov's just a high school student, but he is a leader. That's what we got to be. Each and every one of you, be a leader. Yaakov, kol hakavod to you. Kol hakavod. All right. What's going on here, folks? We are at Tzomet Gush Etzion. Again, that's where Ari was murdered. We don't want any more murders. 4 terror attacks today. Another shooting attack where 2 innocent Israelis were killed. A shooting attack. These people are trying to stop the Arabs from traveling the roads. Why are the Arabs allowed to drive the roads and shoot us by drive-by shootings? They shouldn't be allowed to drive the roads. They shouldn't be allowed to drive the roads until they end their terror, until their terror is stopped. They want to drive roads in Judea and Samaria with the Jews? Then stop your terror. But so long as they continue these drive-by terror attacks and ramming attacks, there were 2 ramming attacks, one in Hebron, one in the outside of Kochav Yaakov, and a stabbing attack this morning in the Old City of Jerusalem, 2 border policemen, and then this drive-by shooting attack where 2 Israelis were killed. We are sick and tired of this terror. Sick and tired. So here we go, that's what people are doing. Alright. מה קורה, חבר'ה? מאיפה אתם?
אנחנו אלון שבות.
Alright, these guys are אלון שבות and אפרת. מה אתם עושים כאן?
מפגינים.
למה? Why they're protesting? Why are you protesting?
את הפיגועים.
את הפיגועים.
רוצחים את אחינו היהודים בדם קר. ואנחנו באים לא בשביל הכבוד, להפגין. עוד נוכחות. להראות נוכחות.
They're here to say no more terror, no more. No more. Here we go. Almost done. All right, so that's what you got here. We got kids, we got families, we got older people as well. And this isn't just here, this is all over Judea and Samaria. People have come out into the streets in order to protest and stop traffic, to stop the Arabs from being able to drive in the roads. 2 drive-by terror attacks in 1 week. 2 drive-by terror attacks in 1 week. So here we go. For those of you who's not here, the way to stop the terror is 2 things. 1, point out exactly what the problem is. It's not a land conflict. So giving them land or kicking Jews off our own land won't solve the conflict. Separating from them won't solve the conflict. They will continue killing us. They are killing us because they are Muslim Nazis. Okay? Help me get it out there. They are Muslim Nazis. The Palestinian Authority... Right? They are Muslim Nazis. Palestinian Authority and Hamas textbooks and television programs teach children already in kindergarten age to kill. Is that not Nazism? Where they're educating a whole culture to kill Jews? That's Nazism. You're talking about Muslim Nazism. It's not about land. We have to stop this Muslim Nazism. We have to eradicate this Muslim Nazism. Until we figure out that's the problem, not kicking Jews out of homes, not destroying Jewish homes, not getting rid of Jewish land and giving it to Arabs, that's not going to solve anything. That's just going to continue the conflict because they want to kill us and destroy our state of Israel. So until our leadership, until the Jewish leadership, until the Israeli leadership starts standing up and saying we are dealing with Muslim Nazis that have to be eradicated, we're never going to have an end to terror. Never. And then we have the law of Naftali Bennett, who basically said we have to expel the families of the terrorists. He wants to bring up a law where the families of terrorists get expelled. That's what you do, because what they care about is living with their clan. The Muslims live in clans. The Bethlehem Muslims have nothing to do with the Ramallah Muslims, have nothing to do with the Nablus Muslims, have nothing to do with the Gaza Muslims. They're not one people. They are clans. They are different villages of clans, and they don't want to be separated from their clans. So they don't care about their lives. They know if someone goes to be a terrorist, he'll be killed and his family will get money. And if he goes to jail, he'll get money. That's not what's going to do it. You expel them. Expel their whole families. They don't want to lose their homes. They don't lose their homes. They don't want to lose their connection with their clan. If that's what they care about, then that's what you do. And it's the immoral legal establishment that's stopping Israel from doing what's necessary. They think the right to a property is more important than the right of Israelis who stand on bus stops or just walking down the streets for their right to life. That's what you do. You expel the families of anyone connected to terrorism. So that's what Naftali Bennett is bringing up. That law is not going to pass because the legal establishment, the immoral people in the legal establishment are not going to let it pass. But we have to get the words out there. We have to scream at the top of our lungs what has to be done, not wait for our politicians to do it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Help me get the word out there. One Muslim. Start using it, folks. Someone's telling me not to use the word Nazism. I'm sorry. We have to start making people realize that the hatred and the death culture we are dealing with some of our Muslim neighbors is similar to Nazism. That's not a problem. We have to use language that makes people understand the evil we are dealing with. And no, not all Muslims are evil. Not all Arabs are evil. The only way we will be able to get rid of the evil cancer that exists in Islam is to eradicate it, and then life will be better for those Muslims who are freedom loving and want to live in peace with us. I'm out of here, folks. Help me spread the truth in Ari Folt's memory, in the memory of the 2 Jews who were killed today, in memory of the baby who was killed from the terror attack on Sunday. Help me get the word out there. Let's get the truth out there. Let's bring truth and true peace to the world. Shalom from the heartland of the Jewish people, our ancestral homeland, Israel.